What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dealing the Cards, a frustrated, angry episode, which we haven't talked about the big league club a lot lately. So it's time to get back into that. Andrew and I are ready to go today. We've been focusing on the minor leagues and what's to come there and how there's room for optimism. But today, after staying up last night, I'm living in Eastern time now, so it's even later than ever before. Waking up early for school. Terrible. So we got a whole loaded show coming up. We can just get right into it here, though. Andrew, what a frustrating series, right? I mean, I think this is the second most frustrating series of the year so far. Maybe the worst, though. I mean, the Pirates is up there, but how did this terrible 3 games leave you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't talked about the major league team on the show for a while. Like the last one we did was about Ollie, and then we did another one about Jordan Walker's future, and then we did ownership. We did our tier list, but like we haven't really talked about the games at the major league level for a while. And that's because honestly, we didn't really think they mattered. Like they were so far out of the race that like we didn't think it was necessarily worth discussing. We didn't think the viewers wanted to discuss that.
Yeah.
But honestly, like coming into this series against Seattle, you were 4.5 games out, and the Mets have a really tough stretch, right? They have the Phillies, the Rangers, and the Padres, which spells PTSD. Sorry, Mets, I don't think you're making the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
they got swept by the Phillies.
Yeah.
In 3 games, and all the Cardinals had to do was not get swept to gain ground, right? That's all they had to do to gain ground in the race. And, there's like 15-ish games left in the season after the Mariners series. Let's see. I don't know, but like
they'll be in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they have Milwaukee and then like the Reds again in Milwaukee and like Chicago and San Francisco in some sort of order.
How great would it have been to take 2 or 3, be 2.5 out right there with the Reds, and then host Cincinnati with the chance to like go to the playoffs. That's where the Cardinals could be. Not only did they lose all 3 games, they led in all 3 games. They scored first in all 3 games. It's just unacceptable. And last night's game was particularly atrocious, I would say, right? I mean, the Cardinals played 13 innings. It's the second time this year they've played in a marathon game, had myriad chances to win and not been able to get it done. And this series, I think, just revealed how deeply flawed this team is. They have 4 good players. I mean, they really do. Maybe I'll give you 5. They have 5 good players right now, and 4 of them are in your bullpen. So the Cardinals' problem, and I've said this before, but the problem is –
I don't know about like that. I would say there's more like good play. I don't know. Burleson, Herrera, and Contreras.
I'm counting Herrera. Herrera. But Contreras was out for part of this, right, with the suspension. But like you really do have like 4 guys you can count on your bullpen, 0 starters you can count on, and you've got like 3 guys that are hitting at any given time. And what makes it even worse is the Cardinals have decided they're going to play shorthanded. They've decided they're not going to call up potential impact prospects, and they've decided that they're going to make baffling decisions, frankly. So your 4 guys only get rested. Well, they never get rested because of the offense. The offense never does enough to rest them. The Cardinals never score 8 runs in the second inning and end the game. They had plenty of opportunities to break all these games open, quite frankly, especially last night when they load the bases with nobody out in the second inning and Logan Gilbert is out there on fumes. They had plenty of opportunities to blow that game open. So they never rest the bullpen that way. The starters really don't rest the bullpen either. People were talking about Miles Michaelis pitched a good game. Sure, he gave you 5 good innings, immediately put 2 on in the 6th and had to come out. That leaves 4 innings of work and a jam for the bullpen. I'm sorry. Like, you can't work these guys that hard. You got 4 guys back there because you traded your other 3, which was the right call, but they never rest them either. So they only rest when either the starting pitching implodes, which it didn't do, right? Like if you're going to lose the game where Miles Michaelis gives up 6 home runs at Wrigley. Don't lose the game where Miles Michaelis gives you 5 scoreless. They only rest when the starting pitching implodes or when they physically can't pitch, which they couldn't do in 2 of the games this series. Yeah. So what do you do? That's where you are. And when you're bringing in Ryan Fernandez, who kudos to Ryan, he had a great first inning last night, got out of a jam, gave the Cardinals another chance to win. Gordon Graceffo, I feel bad for that guy. Nick Rackett making his major league debut. I'm not surprised they didn't bring him in that jam, but he pitched fine. But it's what are you going to do? It's just beyond frustrating. And I think squarely this blame sits on the offense. Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I mean, there's just a couple chances that they missed throughout the series. You can point to that. You can point to Herrera just making some terrible base running decisions in the 10th inning. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Personally, I'm an Ollie defender, but I do wonder why he didn't go to Victor Scott, because that was the DH position. So he didn't need to defensively sub somebody back in for Herrera.
Yeah.
If that had happened, then the Cardinals would have scored the winning run, and that would have been it. I don't really know what happened there. And then just so bad in the extra innings with moving the base runners across, playing good fundamental baseball offensively. It just was not pretty at all in last night's game. I don't really know what went on this series. The Cardinals played very competitively with the Mariners, who I think are really good team. Their lineup is really good. Their rotation is really good, but the Mariners gave you a lot of chances to score and you just didn't take advantage of them. And now, instead of going home for your final couple series of the season, you have 5 series left, 15 games exactly, looking at the schedule. Now your games don't matter. And your games did matter initially, right? If you would just taken 2 of 3, if you had even taken 1 of 3, you're 3.5 games out of the wild card with 15 games to go. And that's not I don't like the odds in that situation, but the Mets have a tough schedule coming up too. The other teams ahead of you have also struggled throughout the season. There's an opportunity there to go and take it, right? You could have been 2.5 out with a good series. If you had swept the Mariners, that would have been awesome. I don't expect that, but then you'd be a game and a half out. There's just so many chances, and I don't know. I don't think this roster is constructed for that. This roster is not good, right? I've been saying over and over again that I don't believe in not necessarily the individual players on the roster. I think definitely this roster is a few good pieces away from being competitive. There are pieces that I like that I want to build around.
Yeah,
you're missing a lot for this to really go anywhere. You're also, some of your best players have been on the IL, have been suspended, those kinds of things where I don't really know how this is supposed to go. But I guess now we're entering the final couple weeks of the season. It's not going to be an interesting baseball to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't matter too much.
There's nothing going on. I do want to see Eric Fetty pitch against the Cardinals this weekend out of the bullpen. But
yeah, I mean, we're back to where we were weeks ago, where we're monitoring storylines, I guess. It feels like the Cardinals this year, there have been lots of times when they've kind of gotten me to sit up a little bit, maybe pay a little bit more attention, open my eyes a bit wider. And then what do they do? Invariably, they let you down. It's beyond funny. A few weeks ago, right? Sometime in late August, it happened where the Cardinals got to within 4.5 back. You looked ahead at the schedule, it was okay, this could be a little easy. Teams were losing. What the Cardinals do? Immediately lost 5 games in a row. I mean, it's just unbelievable. They battle back. They win a couple series, play some good baseball. I think they went 7-3 at one point. Okay. And then swept by Seattle. Earlier this season, the Cardinals coming off that great series against Cleveland, playing the best baseball they've played all year. And what do? They get shut out 3 times in a row by Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just, it's what they've done all year. And I think part of it is just how thin the roster is, how poorly constructed the roster is, right? But at the end of the day, you got to just say these guys don't get it done. And people want to blame the coaching. People want to blame whatever. Fine. But at the end of the day, it's these players. They're not getting it done. This series, the Cardinals went 4 for 29 with runners in scoring position. It's dreadful. They scored 1 run in the 5th inning or later. So they really didn't get to Seattle's bullpen at all. And gosh, it would have been almost 12 innings pitched by Seattle's bullpen this series. You had lots of chances to dig into some relievers. Seattle has some good relievers, right? Brash, Spires, Munoz, but there are some guys back there that have not been dogs this year. They've been just okay. and the Cardinals couldn't even touch them up. It was awful. They scored 1 run after the 5th inning, but it was that unearned run in the 11th inning. Frankly, it's been embarrassing. They wasted so many opportunities, whether we're talking about having the bases loaded against Gilbert with nobody out, or the leadoff double that Sajazi hit. And some weird stuff happened. A couple balls bounced off bags. Suarez made some slick plays over at third. But look, like, you got to do more. And they just didn't. And it's been the story of the season. And I see what Bill Downton put in the chat. Appreciate you for being here, by the way. I love that you're always on our streams. I agree, man. You think about the fact that the Cardinals now, if we want to go back till, I don't know, post 2015, when this new era of frustrating Cardinals baseball really started, how many good offensive years have they even had? How many good offensive teams have the Cardinals fielded? They were fine in 16. They were dreadful in 2017, 2018, not great in 2019, 2020. They were all right. They kind of found their groove at the end of 2021. They're a really good offensive team in 22, but that was the Albert magic and all of that kind of finishing out. And since then, I mean, they were fine in 23, awful last year, dreadful again this year. It is just so frustrating. It's a team with 0 grand slams this year. It's a team with, I believe, only 1 multi-homer performance all season, right? Is that true?
I think so. I think it's Yvonne's like 3-homer game that was like week 1 of the season. So
yeah, it's all we've gotten. I mean, they don't even put together cool performances. You get a couple of like 4-hit games, but it's a bunch of singles. They don't slug. It is so, so frustrating. It's a lack of star power. It's a lack of team slugging. It's a lack of clutch hitting, whatever you want to call it. It's all these things at the same time. Yeah, I mean, this is true, right? Having the bottom of this lineup. But the problem is, I don't think it's lineup construction, because I think that is the best lineup they have still, because other players have underperformed so horribly this year, and because of how limited you are right now, and because of the injuries, right? But that's what they've got. It's horrible. It's beyond frustrating. But like, yeah, if Jordan Walker had turned into a good player by now, sure. Yeah, you could play that guy and sacrifice some defense, but you can't even do that. Also, they pretty much have to get everything they can on defense because they don't score. They just don't. At the beginning of the season, we loved this offense because it felt like they could string hits together. It felt like they fought late in games, right? But last night, after I watched Gilbert strike 3 guys out in a row to end the 2nd inning, I said to myself, they're not going to get another crack at him. And they didn't. I said, they're not going to dig into this bullpen either. And all of a sudden, we're sitting there in the 13th inning. So, yeah, it's just so, so frustrating. Andrew, when you look back at this season, what's going to be
the screen might have broken?
Oh, no. What happened? Hey, are we still – do you still have us?
I think they lost us.
What's going on? I mean, they don't even put together –
Are we good? Chat, let us know.
Yeah, are we okay?
Oh, wait. Okay, it's I just messed something up in the stream. Sorry, guys. We'll get.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we lost the chat for a minute.
It's all good. But yeah, I mean, look, to sum up, it's frustrating. This offense just doesn't get it done, and I think it's not roster decisions. It's guys that just need to hit. Lars Nootbaar just has to be a better hitter than he's been this year. Jordan Walker has got to be a better hitter than he's been this year, right? Like, I don't know what else you get from these guys. When you look at, the 9 guys that have the most plate appearances on the team this year, pretty much everybody has got an OPS plus under 100 except for Herrera, Burleson, and Donovan. I mean, it's just dreadful. And Contreras. I don't lump him in there, but it's dreadful. Andrew, when you look back at this team, you look back at this season, what do you think is going to be the most frustrating thing for you aside from Eric Fetty, which we've talked about ad nauseum?
I mean, yeah, I wasn't even thinking about that. But, yeah, just repeatedly missing opportunities. It seems like this team is just a few pieces short. Yeah. And Ollie has gotten the most out of this roster. Like, he really has. And if you want to debate me on that or whatever and say that I'm wrong or crazy for defending Ollie, then whatever. We can have a discussion. We can have a dialogue about that. But genuinely, I don't know what you want to do. If you look at this team's like rankings since I think a certain point in May, they're like 26th or below in like ERA, OPS, run score, like all of the most important stats, both pitching and hitting, they're just at the bottom. And somehow, some way, they keep sneaking back into the conversation. Like it's too late now. There's not enough games left to sneak into the playoffs. Let's check Fangraphs and see what their chances are. I would say probably under 0.5% at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no way. Because even if the Mets fall out, then the Cardinals have to like literally win every single game and hope that the Reds and the Giants and whoever are not going to pass them because they're all now ahead of them. So whatever. Like I think it was just a frustrating season, and you were a couple pieces away. I know there was the youth movement, whatever they want to call it, the runway for all these guys, but to be honest, which of your runway guys really were a detriment to you winning games, right? Like, I don't think you can have both be true, right? You can play your young guys and also just be a better team, right? Like Walker's probably the one guy I would point to that was like, well, this guy probably playing every day would be detrimental to your team winning games. Right? Everyone else, for the most part, has been productive. Victor Scott, like defensively,
I mean, they've been on the team.
Yeah, they've been
good. You know,
it's not their fault that the Cardinals are not winning games.
True.
Right? Like Donovan has been hurt. Burleson has been great. Herrera's been great. Newbar's been whatever, but still productive. Still like hovering around league average, positive win player. Win has been, well, I don't know. I think honestly, the most frustrating thing about all of this is that they still keep playing Mason Wynn. He's torn his meniscus. Sit him for the rest of the season. What are you doing? Like, I don't understand it. I don't know what Mo has to gain from playing Mason Wynn. His at-bats haven't looked good. His defense
it could be Mason Wynn, though. Wynn could be saying, I want to play.
It could be, but you can't jeopardize a young player's future by playing him in meaningless games in September when you're not going to make the playoffs. At this point now, especially, like, what are you doing? If you'd swept the Mariners, then sure, whatever. Run him out there. Try to make the postseason. I still wouldn't be my favorite. I still think you probably have better options. Like maybe JJ gets a shot at that point.
Dude, I can't believe. I mean, I know JJ must have been dealing with something because he was out of the lineup in Memphis for a few nights. What poor timing. But also, I cannot believe they didn't take an opportunity to bring JJ up. The jolt that bringing up one of the top 5 prospects in all of baseball could give your offense. I mean, the Cardinals used to benefit by bringing guys up, and they'd go on these Linsanity runs when they came up, right? And I don't think they're that team anymore. That hasn't happened in quite some time. But at the same time, JJ's a different prospect than these other guys they've talked about bringing up. He's the type of guy that could come up and bang immediately. And it's unbelievable to me that some different timing, might have worked out. Maybe JJ could have been up there. I think it's inexcusable that they haven't done so. It's horrible. It's frankly awful. And I don't know what the rationale is for it. I mean, we're at the point now where you're not losing service time. You're not killing your options, right? Like, it makes tons of sense to have had him up in St. Louis, provided everything's all right with him, right? I don't want to be wrong and say that, but it is just inexcusable. It's ridiculous. And now you've got the Cardinals where they are, where you're right. There are no more meaningful games probably this year. The beautiful thing about the 162 game schedule is that it does afford you a lot of leeway. You get to control your own destiny late into the season. And even with as frustrating as the Cardinals have been this year, as poorly as they've played up to 3 days ago, they really did control their own destiny. They weren't in a playoff spot, but like if they'd gotten hot, if they played good ball, they'd be right there. They'd be right there. They controlled it, and now they don't. There's no more control. The Cardinals would need a miracle to make the playoffs at this point, and it's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen. It's just ridiculous. It's so now. I think another thing that's interesting is I think the reason a lot of Cardinals fans say this team sucks. How on earth are they part of the playoff chase? I think it's because one, it's so much easier to be part of the playoff chase than it was a few years ago, right? The introduction of the third wild card. You go back to circa 2010, right, when there was only one wild card. Cardinals are 11 games out. Season's been over for weeks. But because of this new system where you've got 3 wild cards and it's really easy to make the playoffs. It's actually not that hard. You got to be barely better than half the other teams in the league, something the Cardinals have not been able to do 3 years running now. You don't have to be that great to get there. And I think that's part of our frustration too, is I think the Cardinals are good enough to finish 6th in the National League. I think they are. I just think they haven't played like it. I think that's the worst part about it all. I think they are good enough. And that's why I still think next year they can be good enough, right? But these guys just have to step up and be better. They've got the talent to be the 6th best team in the National League. It's not that hard. It's not that high a bar. It really is not. And it's more than the other teams around them too.
I do think that they've overperformed in some ways this season. Like they started off the season really hot and we're in a playoff spot for a lot of like late May, early June. And then I think the Pirates series is kind of where things fall off the rails, which is not scoring against that team. It's just kind of deflated them. You know, I think if you even losing that series, like dropping 1 of 2 or 3 in Pittsburgh, that's fine. But like going in there, getting swept and not scoring against one of the worst teams in all baseball is actually ridiculous and
horrible.
I think that's kind of where like certain things kind of started to tail off for the Cardinals. It's not really like obviously they overperformed in my eyes. Like I don't think that the team has as much talent as some people are necessarily saying. The Walker, yeah, he has a lot of talent, but obviously he's been one of the worst players in all baseball. I don't know how much better this team can be next year unless they really add pieces, right?
I think this is 2 years in a row, though, where you've seen a team with a completely deficient offense and honestly a completely deficient starting pitching staff that's been able to go out there and finish right around 500 and compete all year. Like, I think they can. I just think that guys need to actually step up and have good years. I mean, aside from Alec Burleson, Ivan Herrera, and Wilson Contreras is around his career norms, who can you point to on the position player side and be like, that guy had a great season?
Well, I think that's a third of the lineup, right? Like Donovan probably before he got hurt, Wynn probably before he got hurt. Like Wynn was hovering around a 720 and then he got hurt and now it's greater because he doesn't have a knee. Like what,
if not for those injuries, then are the Cardinals there?
Maybe. I don't know. Like how many hits did they need? How many big hits were they lacking? Not even big hits. How many decent at-bats were they from winning the game yesterday in regulation?
One.
Like you just had to get one run with the bases loaded and no outs. That's probably one of the easiest things to do in all of baseball.
Well, what happens when the bottom of your lineup comes up in those situations, which it has again and again this year?
Well, that's because like Wynn wasn't there. Like you have Fermin taking at-bats. Church is out here taking at-bats, which like, yeah, Church, Victor Scott, like the offensive debate, whatever. I think, Scott might have been able to do a little bit more than Church in that situation, but like
Church was feet away from the Cardinals' first Grand Slam of the year. Too.
Yeah,
that's
so like
that didn't get out.
There's things like that just happen, and in the first game, Michaelis got some bad luck, honestly, with the call. Like that should have not been a walk, and who knows what happens. I don't trust Michaelis, especially don't trust him on the road. But like, there's things that this team is inches away from taking 2 out of 3 in this series, but they've also had a lot of things break right for them this season, right? Like Eric Fetty getting that lucky at the start of the season, honestly, like the Cardinals should have been like 2-18 instead of 5-15 in his start.
But Eric Fetty got so much worse. I honestly I think that evens out. Eric Fetty.
No, even at the time he got DFA'd, his xERA was still still higher than his ERA. Like,
well, that's because how lucky he got early on. But I would wager in those last 8 starts, he probably was pretty unlucky.
I don't know. He was so bad that like.
But look, the thing is, like the Cardinals' margin. Like the problem is the margin of error for this team. It's so small.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like to even finish where they are, they've gotten extremely fortunate. I think Ollie's pushed a lot of the right buttons at the right time.
Absolutely.
Like yesterday, the fact that you were able to rest Swanson and O'Brien and those guys during the rest of the series, and you got 2 innings out of Swanson, and you got 2 innings out of O'Brien, you squeezed your bullpen as much as you could.
Yeah,
and there's really like at that point in the 13th inning, if anyone out there on Twitter was like, oh, Ollie went to the wrong guy by putting in Fernandez. I didn't see it, but I'm sure it was out there. I went to bed.
I told one of my friends in the 12th inning, one of my buddies is a big Mariners fan. We were texting, and
it's like there's no one that you've got. If the Cardinals didn't score that inning, they were going to lose.
Because that's what I told him.
You have what? Fernandez, Alcala, Roque, who is literally making his major league debut and had like a 4.5 ERA in AAA. Like whatever, he was fine for his outings, but like that's not a guy that you're going to go to in that situation.
I mean, maybe he'll be good, but
maybe he'll be good, but like he hadn't earned that opportunity yet.
No.
Like, did Fernandez earn that opportunity? Absolutely not. But you just like pick out of your 3 guys that are left. Like who do you?
Well,
want
that's totally what it is. What I told my buddy was, look, the Cardinals, they're not scoring, and eventually they're going to run out of good relievers. This team is constructed in the way where you have 4 absolute dogs in your bullpen between O'Brien, certified dog, Swanson, beast, right? Romero, proven winner. Love these guys. And
Leahy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Leahy, who's been my guy all year. Between those 4, you got dogs back there. But everybody else kind of just sucks. It's the worst. And
they could have had 7 dogs if they didn't trade Matz, Helsley, and Mayton.
Well,
I guess Helsley would.
I agree. I don't even hate the rest of the bullpen, actually. I think there's plenty of stuff to like about Alcala moving forward. I think like even an Odinir Mosqueda is going to be interesting next year if he gets a chance. I still think Roycroft has stuff that the Cardinals should be intrigued by, although the results have been disastrous this year. I think there's reason to believe Fernandez can be good again. I really like Granillo as a prospect, and they've got great relief prospects making their way through the system too, if you want to talk about like a Luis Gastelum or something like that. But the bullpen has 4 guys that are awesome, but they have to pitch so much. Like if they could pitch every day, the Cardinals would be pretty good because they would just always lock down games. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Other teams built super bullpens at the trade deadline. I'll take our guys against just about anybody's. Like they don't have.
Look at the mess. They built a super bullpen and then they were all bad. So
yeah, the Yankees too. Those guys can't throw a strike all of a sudden. Our bullpen doesn't have the experience, but these guys have been unreal all year, right? Like you can point to all of them and say, this is a career year. You've been outstanding. But the rest of this team, and I know injuries play a part, of course. But yeah, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated when I look at Mason Wynn's slash line and it's where it is. I'm frustrated when I look at Lars Nootbaar's production this year, which frankly is disappointing, especially a guy that I defend so much. I like Lars Nootbaar. I still think he's got to play because of how bad everyone else has been. But man, it's frustrating.
I do think it's important to like go and point to a lot of these issues as like depth problems, right? Like, Mason Wynn wouldn't be playing if the Cardinals had a viable shortstop. He just wouldn't. Like he would get the surgery and just be ready for next year. Like it's not. Yeah,
but Fermin is not viable.
Fermin, like he's taking good at bats. Like he hit that one off the base yesterday, which was
funny, but so unfortunate.
Yeah, I know. That probably could have scored another run at some point, but
yeah, probably.
Whatever. And you got JJ, who I think is exciting, and he'll hopefully get run on the opening day roster next year. But I just look at this team, and if they're not going to invest in the offseason, I do really think they're very close to their ceiling right now at this point for the 2025 season.
Interesting.
Because we went into this year saying, like, yeah, this team might make a run at it. That's probably the best they can do is, like, yeah, they'll sneak in the playoffs and get stomped by, like, the Dodgers or whoever the third seed is, which is crazy that that's the Dodgers. But I guess the Brewers have just been that good. But like they're pretty close to that. How you point to the number of things that the Cardinals need to break the other way that would have put them in the playoff race. And I can point to a couple. Like I think, first of all, they just traded Eric Fetty. I'm sorry, guys. Like I'm sorry I keep talking about it, but he's responsible for at least like 7 or 8 losses.
Yeah, no, he's awful. Eric, we could complain about Eric Fetty.
That's one thing that could have gone better. Like if he had just like been what he was last year, Cardinals probably win like 6 or 7 more games.
Oh, they're in the playoffs. If Eric Fetty pitches the way he pitched last year, they're in the playoffs. Not only are they in the playoffs,
or even a little bit worse.
They're the second wild card.
Yeah.
They're right up there with
and then like
other teams. They're as good as the Padres.
a couple of these like little injuries, but you can't expect these injuries to, not happen. Every team's going to go through them. And I feel like the Cardinals people are like, the Cardinals have been kind of fortunate with injuries this year. I disagree.
I disagree
in the sense
too.
that they literally lost all of their depth arms at AAA. So if one of these guys goes down, like people talk about, well, what if Sonny Gray goes down? Sonny Gray is an ERA of 4.5. Like, is it really going to be that much worse?
Yeah,
it can get that much worse. Like, I understand. It can get worse.
You watched Johan Oviedo start.
Like, we've seen that.
It in 2020.
But, like, let's not act like Sonny Gray's been this ace caliber pitcher that, like, if the Phillies just lost Zach Wheeler, like, that's devastating to them. The Cardinals losing Sonny Gray would not be nearly as devastating, right? Like, that's
But you know what was devastating was losing Ivan Herrera twice for extended periods of time. And that's why I take issue with people that say, oh, the Cardinals have been so lucky. They've actually been unlucky. Losing Eric Fetty would have been good for them, frankly. Okay? It would have put McGreevy in the rotation earlier.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been good for them. Losing a Miles Michaelis, like, would not be that bad most of the time. Also,
I think Miles Michaelis is a weird sort of thing where, like, when he pitches at home, like, you just win. Yeah. And when he pitches on the road, you just lose immediately. And, like, I don't really know how to feel about that. It's between Palante, Michaelis, and Fetty. Like, my favorite of the bunch is by far Michaelis because he at least will, like, go out and win you a game every once in a while.
Well, he's the broken clock that's right twice a day. Eric Fetty's the broken clock that's never been right ever. And Andre Palante is the clock that used to be pretty accurate, but now is shattered and you should never look at. I mean, it's just awful. It's awful.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, the arms at AAA, like, you lose Robersa, you lost Roby, you lost Matthews for a while. Honestly, I think
Hence didn't develop. I'm right there with you. It's a lot of guys.
Like, I don't know if this is true, but I think Matthews was, like, hurt in spring training, and he was pitching hurt, and then he went down with that injury, and then he's like, I don't think it's a coincidence that he's come back and he's been really good.
Yeah.
So maybe, like,
not nothing.
Like, that's a depth arm that you've lost. So I don't think that's necessarily true. And then, losing Herrera has been bad. Offensively, like, losing Donovan and Wynn. But other than that, like, these are things that happen to every team, right? Like,
sure, they happen to every team, but it's not always your best player. Like, that's what sucks for the Cardinals is, like, not all injury lists or injured list trips are created the same. When you're talking about you lost Herrera twice for extended periods of time, just like last year where, man, if Contreras had played all year, like, they might have gone to the playoffs too. They were pretty darn close for most of the season, still finished above 500. And if you don't lose Contreras on, I think it was May 7th when he broke his arm, he was dog. He was playing really well. I don't know. They did win a lot of games after that. But
I think a lot of things have broken right for this team where for this all to happen again next year, you would need a lot of guys to take steps forward. And I'm not confident in that.
What actually, aside from the bullpen, which has been really good, and aside from I think the management's won them some games this year.
Yeah.
I think another guy, like, I like to think I'm good at managing a bullpen in my own head, but I don't think I win as many games as Ollie has. I see people criticize his decisions all the time. That's fine. There are decisions this year that I've taken exception with, and I've made that clear at times. I think back to the Blue Jays series. I think that first game could have been managed differently. And if it's managed differently, they win that game. Maybe they don't get swept at home, right? Maybe they don't come out flat the next night and give up a ton of runs and lose 10-9. But at the same time, I think he's done a great job this year. I think he's gotten the absolute most he can out of these guys. I think he's known when to rest them, when to pitch them. I think it's him giving these guys confidence that's contributed partially to how great they've been. Like, you're looking at Matt Savanson, Riley O'Brien, and Kyle Leahy before the season. If you told me that was going to be one of the best groups of three relievers in all of baseball, I'd have called you an idiot. And it's been awesome. They've been there. They've been great. I think that's been awesome. But he showed us that he could do that last year too. So I'm not necessarily in agreement that things can get that much worse next year from the bullpen perspective. And elsewhere, I think more
bullpens are so volatile.
The bullpens are volatile, but the Cardinals have shown me that they can isolate guys and identify interesting traits and get something, right? Like last year, their bullpen success was based largely on veteran Ryan Helsley. It was based largely on one great half from JoJo, and then he tailed off and was not reliable at all in your second half. And then you had some finds, right? Like Ryan Fernandez, for example. This year, their success has been other guys. Like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I trust their ability to identify more interesting pieces. Even like a Phil Maton for most of this season was an absolute beast for you at the back of the bullpen. And I totally believe in their ability to find those kind of guys. I think I think that helps you. But I think more went wrong than right outside of the bullpen for them. Like Fetty's regression, stunning how bad it was. Palante's regression, stunning. It's so bad. It's so bad. And as great as Libby was in the first half, he has not been good in the second half of the season. He just hasn't.
Yeah.
He can't pitch out of the fifth inning, right? Like the whiff, gone. The swing and miss stuff is gone. The velocity, you never know. You never know if he's going to maintain it through 3 or 4 innings now. And that's a big reason he's not staying in games. Sonny Gray, the home run problem that we've talked about in years past, is totally back, and it's worse than ever. It's been awful. The injuries, so bad. Jordan Walker, worse than – I mean, like, I didn't think Jordan Walker was going to post an OPS below 700 this year, and he's not even going to sniff 600. I thought, like, at the very least, this is a guy that should be able to be a league average hitter by this point in his big league career. And you lose your best players for extended periods of time. Even like a Victor Scott, it'd be so nice to have him right now so you don't have to play Nathan Church.
Well, he's there. They just sat him because he's been banged up.
But. Yeah, I know. It'd be nice if Wynn could stay healthy. It'd be nice if Donovan was healthy. It'd be really nice if Herrera could have just caught, right? Like that sucks for you.
Honestly, I think that's a management problem, but whatever.
I think it's partially a management problem, but it's also the fact that Herrera was hurt twice, and the training staff seems to believe that catching has something to do with that. And so if that follows, and if catching is the problem, you've got to protect that bat, and playing him in the outfield is the best way to do it, I guess. But like that means that you've got Pozo and Paes in your lineup a lot.
Yeah. You've
pretty much got one of them every day. It's insane. It's insane how unlucky they've been from that perspective. This is a great point too I know Jens just made it and Graham too. Like, yeah, Arenado's regression really hurt you this year.
I forgot about Arenado. Honestly,
we haven't talked about him. He's been hurt, and I kind of thought he wasn't going to play again for them.
Coming back, which I don't know. Okay, like I don't know what this is going to do for his value. Like maybe he comes back and he's really good. I don't know. Hopefully, that would be my hope, right? Maybe he has a Mookie Betts. Let's turn it around and forget about the rest of the season and hit a bunch of homers and whatever.
Yeah, I find it highly unlikely that happens.
Like, I don't know. I'm fine not playing Jordan Walker the rest of the season. I
couldn't agree more. I'm fine not playing Jordan Walker at all right now.
Like, I don't think Jordan Walker is going to do anything in the last 2 weeks of the season that's going to convince me to be like, wow, this guy's part of my future. Unless he literally hits a home run like every single time.
I was about to say that.
Like, I don't think –
even then –
well, at that point, I'll be like, okay.
Sure. I'd be like, oh my gosh, he's a legend. If Jordan Walker homered every at bat between now and the end of the season, like he'd get MVP votes. There's 15 games. Yeah. But it wouldn't happen. It's not going to happen. Honestly, over under 0.5 home runs the rest of the year from Jordan Walker.
I don't even like he hasn't been playing. And I don't know if that's because like, you know, the Cardinals look at the team and the standings and be like, oh, we're close to the Mets. And I remember Ollie had an interview with someone who was like, yeah, the boys are hungry. Like they see the Mets are only 4.5 games ahead. And it's like, well, the Mets just got swept.
We also got swept.
Yeah. So that's done. I really hope that they don't. I don't know. This team is dead.
Yeah, I mean, they're dead.
Like,
I think, what do you think is the most analogous season to this one that you've watched?
Oh, like
that's
any
last year.
Season.
What'd you say?
Like any season I've watched of the Angels.
That's a good one.
Like
where you're like pretty much
minus you know 2 of the best players in all of baseball being on your team. You know.
I mean, I think that's the worst part about the Cardinals is they're mediocre and boring, which like that really hurts you when you're.
I don't think they're boring. I think they've got exciting players. Like Victor Scott's very exciting.
Okay.
But
you've got players that are exciting in our local market. But like, come on.
Oh yeah, I mean,
the Cardinals have no star power. Honestly, you look at the other teams around them in the standings, like in Arizona. Arizona was able to. This is intriguing to me. Arizona sold at the deadline. They were dead. They were back there with the Marlins, and they've played like decent enough baseball for the last 30 or so games that now they're ahead of you. And they're 3.5 games out. Like they're more in the race than you are. But they've got Corbin Carroll. They've got Zach Gallen, who hasn't had a great year, but you can still turn it on every once in a while. They've got Merrill Kelly. They've got Perdomo. They've got Ketel Marte. Like that, those are 5 guys that are bigger stars than almost anybody on your team.
But I don't know if any of those guys have national pull other than like Marte and Carroll.
Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll definitely do.
Yeah, but like I don't think that's necessary to be a good team. Like
I don't think
the Brewers have. I feel like the Brewers' most notable guys like Jacob
MVP, Christian Yelich, Jackson Chourio, who's going to get MVP votes, Freddie Peralta, who's an ace, who's been an ace. I mean, like, they're still bigger names than we've got. Honestly, after this year, Turang's going to be a household name. He's been unbelievable, especially for the last month and a half. Like, there are guys there. They've got dudes. Cincinnati's got dudes. Their whole rotation. They're all better than anybody in our rotation. And you can look at those teams and say, well, they're just underachieving, which I think Jens is right. Like, all those teams have underachieved. Jens here says the D-backs should be better than they are. You're right. They've all underachieved. All those teams have relative to the talent they have. But that doesn't excuse the Cardinals underachieving, I think, too, even to a lesser degree. But I don't think it excuses their play. But I just wish you had it. I wish we had a star, anybody that people could rally behind. I thought Ivan Herrera was going to be that guy. He's going to finish with good numbers, but I mean, he's going to finish with offensive numbers comparable to like a Josh Naylor. And I don't think Naylor's a household name. I don't think he's a star. Can't pretend that Herrera's one yet. I don't know. Maybe JJ is the guy at some point. But I think this is a good question here.
How do you explain so many players' regressions from 2024, more have regressed than improved so far? I don't know if that's true, if I'm being honest. Like, let's go through the entire roster.
Sure.
I would say Donovan has been better aside from him playing hurt. Like, a lot of these guys, I think we're seeing regression because they've been playing hurt. And I don't understand why the organization keeps letting them play hurt.
Well, it's because you literally don't have depth. Like,
I guess, but like,
could you imagine though? You're already working Fermin into your lineup right now.
But we were told that this team is prioritizing the future. That's what we were told repeatedly over and over in the offseason. So why are you running these guys out who could be really productive for you next year when you're like not really in it? And I understand they IL'd Donovan when they were playing him when they thought they had a chance or whatever. But he wasn't playing well. So like, what are we doing with that? Like, Mason Wynn, similarly, I think was having an improved season offensively until he
looked pretty good.
And also defensively has been a lot better. Ivan Herrera has been a lot better. Burleson hasn't regressed in the second half. Gorman, a lot better than he was last year.
Yeah, it's true. But elsewhere, like, Arenado got worse. But
Arenado got worse, but like, that's not the point of the season, right? This point of the season
got worse.
Yeah. The only guys that I really point to that are like, these guys really got worse were either veterans that like Fetty and Michaelis and Jordan Walker and Andre Palante. And that's kind of it. I can't really point to another guy
last year, which is actually crazy to think about.
Yeah. Well, like Victor Scott made really big improvements as well. Like, he got a lot better. I can't point to a guy that got worse that's not like a vet.
Nootbaar.
Oh, Nootbaar. Fair enough.
That's a great
Nootbaar, like, he's played the entire season. That's something worth noting, and maybe that's who he is in a full season.
No, I don't think that's true. I think Nootbaar is just having a bad year.
This is the most he's played in a year.
Yeah. I mean, it's at least he proved he could stay pretty healthy. But, yeah, Nootbaar's gotten worse. Walker has definitely gotten worse.
Yeah.
Walker at this point, you're at a point where it's like total rock bottom, broken. It could not get worse.
It can.
No, it can't.
It can.
It can't.
I've seen pitchers bat. This is my favorite thing in baseball for years.
What'd you say?
I said I love pitchers batting. It's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Well, Walker's been just about as bad as you could possibly be at the plate. And especially with how many games and how many at-bats, he's been awful. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I think they largely haven't gotten worse, but there have been more mitigating circumstances like injuries and thinness and having to play every day. Yeah. I mean, I can't believe how much Wynn has played this year, especially with what we know about his injury history, the back issues, and he's been hurt. You know, he had ankle problems earlier this year. I know they played Donovan through that toe injury that ended up messing up his whole leg. Now Wynn's got other concerns with the meniscus.
Why are they playing it? I don't understand that. Like, because I understand.
I think it's a Mason Wynn thing.
I know that, but like, you just have to you have to look for the betterment of your team. I understand when in the World Series, when Ohtani tears his labrum and they still run him out there because he wants to play because it's the literal World Series. But in September, when your team is 3 games under 500, you should not be even considering this. You should be putting him on the IL.
I think
I don't care if you see the 2 weeks of me. It doesn't matter.
The only way that Wynn doesn't try to force his way into the lineup is if he gets an extension. They're playing him, okay? I mean, at the end of the day, you get paid because of your stats. And if Wynn doesn't,
and his stats are getting worse.
If Wynn doesn't win this Gold Glove, he's missing out on a lot of money.
Who's going to beat him?
That's a big award.
He's so ahead in outs above average that it doesn't matter.
I mean, Gold Glove voters screwed him over in the past. I would not
really like last year. Who was it? Swanson? Did he win it over him? Like there was an argument. There was definitely.
I don't think there's an argument this year. Although if you talk about DRS, Nick Allen's been better, but I don't give that a ton of weight.
Wynn's leading the entire league in outs above average.
It's been a historically great year, and he's got so much range. He's got such a great arm. He makes unbelievable plays.
Like he was making a lot of errors. He was like kind of throwing unwieldy last year, and it's like, okay, like that has gone away.
Yeah, well,
he's made like 3 or 4 errors all year. Like,
he's going to finish with like a 995 fielding percentage, which would be, I think, the best a Cardinals like ever had, or right up there with some of the odds years.
Shortstop,
yeah, it's going to be pretty fantastic how great he's been, but he needs to win this Gold Glove, like he just needs to for himself, for his earning potential in the future. Like he wants to, obviously, and the longer he plays and the more good defense he plays, which he's continued to do, the better his odds are. And so, I mean, I can see him trying to force his way into the lineup there. I don't know.
It's just not good. He's not taking good at bats. He has no power left.
I know.
He hasn't hit a homer in like a month or 2. So, like, it's not productive. And you're like, would you rather, if you're Mason Wynn right now, would you rather just miss the last 2 weeks of the season or like maybe potentially not play at the start of next year?
I mean, I think he's going to play next year. I think
he's going to play, but he might be hurt. He might miss some time in spring. He might like not be able to get ready for opening day. Like there's a chance.
I think if that stuff was really in doubt, they would be more careful.
I don't know.
I would hope so, at least.
I don't trust this organization.
Yeah.
I don't trust an organization that's run Eric Fetty out there until he's literally dead. Like
I know.
I can't. Like I don't.
I hope this is a Heim decision. I hope these are Heim choices and not Mo choices.
I don't know why Heim hasn't taken over. Mo literally has nothing left to do. Like he's done. He can't make another trade. He can't do anything. I don't know why Heim hasn't already started to take over.
Well, we'll see. I mean, this offseason is definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much Wynn will play. I think this is a good point.
And you have JC too. Like he's taking over some second base reps. Once Donovan comes back, you don't need Wynn.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah, I mean, you could get him some time off.
You're not even gonna see Fermin. And Fermin's been great. Like his OPS is like in the 8s, right? Isn't it?
Sure, and like did and whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
It's funny when Fermin is the hitter that I'm most excited to see come to the plate right now. Shows you where they are. At least Herrera's been really heating it up lately. That's good to see. He's had a fine last 15
Make some of our sponsors real quick and then
yeah, it's a great idea. You know, we're frustrated with the Cardinals, obviously, but Andrew still likes to spend lots of money on buying some cards. So if you want to do that as well, it's a really fun thing to get into. Check out 314 Sports Cards, located at 9640 Olive Boulevard in Olivet, Missouri. That's 9640 Olive Boulevard down in Olivet. They're open 10 to 6 Monday through Friday and 10 to 4 Saturday and Sunday. And they'll buy, sell, and trade everything you've got, whether it's sports cards, Pokemon cards. Ooh, check these out, okay? We might be able to plug those. That's pretty cool. They've got the newest selection of packs, boxes, single cards whether you're looking for local players, like an Irving Lopez, I know Andrew's into him, or for me, potentially, or some stars from around the league. You're looking for that new Ohtani card, or you're chasing a Paul Skeens card. It's the place to be. So go check it out. That's 314 Sports Cards at 9640 Olive Boulevard. Andrew, you showed some cool stuff to the camera. We'll probably be talking about those again at some point, but pretty cool stuff right there. And so might be able to.
Yeah, we're trying to work a deal out, trying to get some stuff printed. And if you guys are interested in these, leave a like, put it in the chat. I don't know. But we got these. These are part of our branding, which
cool stuff.
You can see on our Twitter, on our YouTube banners. Basically, every single card represents a certain Cardinals player. So for this ace, you can see a certain picture there. Yeah. And then for all the number 4 cards, we have a catcher that's not supposed to represent anyone specifically, but it's a catcher. So there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And then we've also got another message from one of our other sponsors right here.
The Deal in the Cards podcast is proud to be partnered with Underdog Sports, our favorite place to play fantasy games. You're now eligible to play in Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, and 37 other U.S. states. You got to check out Pick'em. It's so easy to play. You just pick 2 to 8 stats of your favorite players and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can win 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. If that sounds like fun, sign up with our promo code CARDS to claim your first free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We can't wait to see your entries.
Yeah, check that out. You might not be playing any fantasy games about Cardinals baseball these days, but look, football's back. College football on Saturday, the NFL on Sunday. Lots of fun plays to be had there. So check that out. It's a really fun way to spend Sunday afternoon. I enjoyed a lot. So give it a go and show us some of your picks online. All right. So as we're kind of bumping up against 50 minutes here, close to an hour. So as we start to wind down here, we'd love to take some Q&A as we finish out here, but we can keep talking about the team as well.
Yeah. Graham says, do you want to see Arenado resume starting over Gorman? I don't think it matters. I think you can, again, put Win on the IL, please. And then start Arenado at third, Gorman at second, and then JC at short. I think that's fine. And once Donovan comes back, you just sit Walker. Sorry, Walker. Haven't earned it. Runway's done. I'm sorry. I know there's still Walker apologists out there that want to see Walker play, that think he can be really good. I think Walker can still be really good one day, right? Given all the stuff we talked about with Bernie, with Brant Brown and Ollie and all the Walker stuff, honestly, if it's just a work ethic thing or a preparation thing,
that's better than
fine.
Yeah.
That's better than him just being bad. Okay.
I agree.
That's something you could probably teach.
Sure.
But in the 2 weeks left of the season, we've seen Walker go on hot stretches before, and they last around however long we've got for the rest of the season, right? Since from the All-Star break up until the Dodgers series when we went 3 for 4 and blooped a little pop-up that Miguel Rojas didn't catch and counted as a hit, and everyone was like, "Oh, put the ball in play and see what happens." That's the optimal Jordan Walker strategy. No, okay, we're not doing that. Okay, I think we're done. And if you want to sit Walker for the rest of the season, you have that extra roster spot. You can pinch run him and you can start him occasionally like you did. But there's no more runway for Walker. So I think it would be honestly more productive to at least have Arenado show you that he's not completely cooked, so you can get something for him back in the offseason. Because I don't think you're going to see anything from Walker at the end of the season. And Arenado, if you can get rid of him this offseason, would be so much bigger than anything Walker can show you in the last week, right? It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm with you where it mostly doesn't matter. But, I mean, I at least like watching Gorman play. I'm so tired of watching Arenado at this point. So,
but I think you can play both of them.
Yeah, you can. You can if you IL Win, which hopefully they do.
Or they could just sit Win and put JC at short too, because Mo apparently doesn't think the IL is real. Riley O'Brien didn't pitch for 10 days, and
I know, it was unbelievable.
I thought he was on the IL. Honestly, I didn't think he was still on the roster, but
yeah. I mean, this is a good point here too. The rotation next year, they're going to be
which honestly
spots. I really do wonder. I think there's a world where you got to fill Gray's spot, you got to fill Michaelis's spot. And there's a world, Gray, yeah. If they trade Sonny Gray,
I don't think they're going to trade Sonny Gray.
It's been talked about.
Yeah, but I don't think he's going to go to the Giants because like that's the one team that's been linked, and it's like
I know.
There's like 4 teams I think he would actually go to. They're like the Reds, the Braves, and like I don't know.
I think there's a world where the Braves are looking to reload for next year. I mean, they've got lots of talent on that roster still. Yeah. But I do think there's a world where you're having to replace Gray, Michaelis, and at least one of Palante, Libby, and Fetty is not in your rotation next year.
Fetty's just gone.
Oh, sorry, not Fetty. Palante, Libby, and McGreevy isn't in your rotation to start. Palante, I think, Graham, you're right here. I think Palante is the guy that's probably on the outside looking into that group for now, although that could always change with offseason prep and how they see things going in spring training. But you can't really Sharpie in almost anybody to this rotation. They're going to have to go outside to add again, like they do almost every year. They're going to have to go out and figure something out because they haven't figured it out internally yet. And you didn't get to see Quinn Matthews this year, and Tink Henson never came up, and neither did Jerpy and whatever. Injuries, and ineffectiveness, whatever. But I don't really know. I mean, there's going to be a ton of options, right? The free agent market always has bargain bin starters. I just don't want to say anyone exciting and like get people's hopes up.
I don't think Heim's going to bring anyone exciting off the bat, right? Like he's going to sign someone, and we're all going to be like, what? But then we're going to realize that this is not Kyle Gibson. This guy actually has a ceiling, and
I hope so. Honestly, I don't even want to slander Kyle Gibson. He was fine.
No, I'm not saying I enjoyed having Kyle Gibson. Like he was a great for what Mo wanted, but what Mo wanted was a guy that could be a 5, right? And Bloom's probably going to go out there and get you someone who might be a 2 or a 3. He also just might not play or might be awful the entire year, right? I think that's what Bloom's going to do, and he's going to find those guys that are kind of overlooked, and like Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. And there's also like other guys that I'm intrigued by. Leahy is a guy that I'm interested in as a starter. Quinn, obviously, I think
Quinn will be ready at some point. Hopefully,
I think Quinn is like, if you see Quinn have a good spring, I think Quinn's going to get a lot of starts in spring, and he's a guy that you definitely could go to.
It is crazy.
Maybe I don't know. Someone just commented.
Artist.
I mean, he actually ended up being one of those signings for Detroit a couple years ago. I was like, oh, this guy's pretty good. And then he's
been good again. It's been good again.
I don't see happening. I don't see anybody happening who like had a good year this year. It's got to be like reclamation projects where Bloom's like, I really liked this guy's pitch, and I think if we pair that with some decent secondaries, it could be like a good bargain bin ad that ends up giving you. Because I think Mo was out there looking for bulk innings. Mm-hmm. That's what he got, and he did that successfully with Lynn and Gibson. I don't think Bloom is going to be looking for bulk innings. He's going to be looking for guys that could have a good year and then trade at the deadline or lead you to the playoffs. I don't think Corbin Burns is a free agent. I think he signed a big deal with the Diamondbacks. I also think he got TJ, so I don't think he's going to be pitching anytime soon anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably some trade candidates as well out there. I mean, look, I would love to see the Cardinals go out and land like a big starter on the trade market. I just know they won't do it. The Cardinals have been in better positions to do that, right? Like I would say between 2020 and like 2022, it really seemed multiple times like they were primed to go out there and get their Luzardo. They were primed to go out there and get fill in the blank with whatever intriguing arm at the time that you thought the Cardinals could add. It made too much sense. There were plenty of options. They needed to do it, and they didn't. They never went out and did it. So I certainly don't think they're going to do it now. I'd love to see it because I do think they are one impact starter away from like making the wild card series, right? Because it's really easy to make the playoffs now. I'll say it. It's easy, which is why I'm so disappointed by this team. It's not as hard as it once was, and but they're not going to do it. They won't do it.
Nope.
I'd also love to see the Cardinals go out and spend money. They're not going to do that, right?
Nope.
I don't think like I've seen people linking them to like Schwarber and stuff. It's not happening.
Why would Schwarber has the same profile as like Alec Burleson?
Well,
defensively,
except he also has 50 home run power.
Well, no, like defensively. Also, sure. I don't like the idea of going out for these guys that are having career years.
I agree.
It generally doesn't work out. Like Schwarber's a great hitter. Is he a 50 home run hitter every year? Probably not.
No. Well, he's never done it before.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like,
yeah, no. I couldn't agree more in that sense. And they're not going to do anything like that. But it'd be nice to go out and to spend money, right? Like they're never going to land Kyle Tucker, but oh boy, it'd be awesome, right? Like,
yeah, it was like that year where like Verlander won the Cy Young, and I was like, okay, yeah, Verlander's a Hall of Fame pitcher, but he's also like 39, so
yeah,
I don't know. And Schwarber, like we have a primary DH that's Herrera, and as much as I wish that he wouldn't be, and they would let him catch, I think that ship has sailed. So why would we sign Schwarber? He has the same defensive profile as Alec Burleson and Ivan Herrera and guys that you already have, right? Another negative defender. Who,
sure, I totally agree with you.
Horrible in the outfield.
I totally agree with you. The only reason that I think there'd ever be any linkage there
is if they trade him.
Is because he can come cheaper than the other guys.
Talk about how good Herrera has been from Kareem.
We have. Herrera's been great. He's been really good lately. His rolling ex-WOBA is the best it's been all year. He's been outstanding. He's hitting the ball harder than he was at the beginning of the season. A lot of good things to see, obviously, about Herrera.
Let him catch Mo or Bloom or whoever is in charge.
I think it's going to be really interesting to see where his numbers end up here, right? I mean, he's firmly above 800 again.
Yeah.
Where is he, like 830 right now?
I don't think it's that high, but I remember you guys saying like, oh, he's a lock to have over 800 OPS, and he dipped under. I was like, 813.
Okay, yeah, 813. That's good after the home run last night.
Second highest ex-WOBA and MLB since 826. Judge only higher. Well, Judge is a garbage time merchant, but you guys aren't ready for that discussion.
Come on. Yeah, Herrera has been really good lately. He's been hitting the ball hard for the last 15 games or so. It's really good to see. But yeah, I mean, I think if the Cardinals, like, if ownership and management really wanted to like go out and make the playoffs next year, they could.
You can do it easily.
Frustrating. They could go sign Kyle Tucker. Not that they would.
Kyle Tucker's value is not even there anymore. I don't think he's going to get $500 million. No chance.
That's going to be, honestly, Kyle Tucker having a down year is
he's at 22 homers this year.
It's such a boon for whoever's going to go out and sign him.
Oh yeah, because it's going to be the Dodgers, but whatever. He's going to
be a superstar again. He still is. I mean, what's he been worth this year? He's been awesome still. I know it's not his best
4.8 WAR. Like, he's been really good. I just don't think he's going to get 500 million. 4.8 B.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like B WAR, but
it's crazy that we're talking about a guy in a down season who's got a 149 OPS plus. Yeah. Like, it's been a disappointment this year. Insane to think about. Yeah, he's going to go out there and someone's going to get him for under $500 million probably now. You're right, and it's going to be a steal. It's going to be like the Harper deal, where big number, but we're talking about it as a steal. Yeah, I think he is.
I just echoed.
But I mean, yeah, if the Cardinals wanted to do something like that, they could. They just won't, and they probably can't. To be honest, they like to think that they can. At least, yeah. I mean, they could make the playoffs. They probably won't. They probably won't this year. They almost certainly won't this year.
They're not this year. Like I don't mean to burst your bubble, but
I know. Part of me, like the optimist fan in me, still wants to believe it. But yeah, this is a great way to end here. Mason Windu, I love that name. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great.
If a lot of owners are anticipating a major work stoppage after 2026, this coming offseason might be very unusual. It's very true. The strike coming up, well, not yet, but it's a work stoppage is possible after 2026. Very scary. I hope it does not happen. Yeah. And it probably will not be good for almost any team, but it'd be really bad for the Cardinals. We're in a really weird spot. And with fan apathy as high as it is right now, it would not be good to lose a whole season, lose a whole year.
I don't think they'll lose a whole season, but I do think losing games is on the table, which
I really hope not. I hope everyone gets together and realizes that it's best for nobody to not have baseball. It'd be terrible.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah. Well, today was a little bit of a downer episode, but we had to address the big league club. You know, we can't only talk about the minors. We can't only talk about prospects that we like, and we can't only talk about the bullpen and Ollie. I wish we could. I wish we could have a whole Ollie episode. Maybe we'll do that someday.
We did. We just did. You weren't there.
I know. Maybe we'll do it again someday. A whole Ollie episode where we just get to talk about how he's
Ollie.
But
that's what I'm here for.
But as of right now, we've got to break down the fact that the Cardinals got swept. It was frustrating, and they've played themselves out of the postseason, and much to the chagrin of all their fans. So I think that's all for us today. We might be doing something fun on Sunday, so stay tuned. Andrew, do you have anything about that, or is it still?
Oh yeah, we did our assist live stream the other day, so
yeah,
it's probably another one of those coming on Sunday.
Yeah, if you enjoyed.
Hopefully full squad with Josh coming back off the IL. He can't play on turf. That's why he's but,
Yeah, but if we do, we will go live on Assist again at some point soon to watch a game. Please join us in Assist. It's a great platform. There's a lot of cool stuff. More features coming as well. But you can also find our streams on YouTube there. So, please like and subscribe. And if there's anything you want us to address next time, feel free to comment down below or just tweet at us. We're on there, especially now on the weekends. I'm on there with college football and the NFL. So I've been having some fun there. But we'll see you guys next time. And thanks for joining us today.